Welcome again. Let me know you're here. Hello, Christiani. I see you're here. Hi. So today I'm actually going to be talking about how you can deliver your message clearly on your website. So on your web pages, on your whole website. And I first wanted to tell you that your copy can only communicate your message clearly if your design isn't in the way. So that's kind of funny to say because a lot of people say, wait, how can design be in the way? So yes, it can be in the way. So a brilliant copy that could be clear, it could be super customer focused, it could be free of jargons or buzzwords. It will not be effective if you have visual clutter, if you have walls and walls of text, if you have poor text formatting or misaligned elements, or even annoying pop-ups. So your message is not going to be effective, no matter how good your message is, no matter how good your copy is. So these things that I just mentioned, like misaligned alignments, elements, and walls and walls and walls of copy, pop-ups, too many highlights, visual clutter, all of this stuff hides a very important part of your message. But worst of all, what they do is they tell your visitors something entirely different. They tell them, I'm an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't be trusted. So that's kind of the message that it goes way before anything else with if you have your design or all of these design elements in front of your message. So what I have here for you today is I have 4. Hello, Andrea. How are you? I see Andrea joined us too. Welcome. So today what I have for you is 4 questions that you should ask yourself before you place any elements or any extra design elements on your page. So now design elements could mean several things. Like I said, pop-ups. It could mean rotation images. It could be a lot of things, like I mentioned about all the walls and walls of text, way too many bullets. I mean, there's a lot of visual clutter that can definitely be damaging to your design and to your message. I think mostly what we're talking here is you want to convey your message as clearly as possible. So here are the 4 questions. I'm going to go through them. If you can write them down, or if not, you can just rewatch this and on replay. But the first question you want to ask is, why do I want this element or this design element on my page? Ask yourself that. So is it because it makes your message stronger, or is it because it just looks fancy? It just looks cute, or it's just because it's the newest trend. So what I want you to do is ditch the bells and whistles, ditch the new trends, just because if they're just there just because, they're not helping your message. So first question again is, why do I want this element on my page? Is it because it makes my message stronger, or is it because it looks fancy? So again, I mentioned this a couple of lives ago about how your image supports your message. So don't just place images randomly everywhere. Make them support the message that you have on your copy. Same thing with, for example, fancy testimonial boxes. A lot of people like to use, just visually pleasing testimonials where you have the picture of the author of the testimonial and all of these cute things. But make sure that even that is an element. But make sure that is related to your copy, is helping your copy. Okay, so that's the first question. So question number 2 you want to ask yourself is, what did my visitors come to this page for? So what was their goal? For that, you want to make sure that all the elements you add on that page helps them achieve that goal, helps them achieve the goal that they came to your page for. So again, if they're on your page for to see your services, make sure that you add your services in it. Make sure that you have everything that's related to your services. Don't add other types of calls to action or other types of information, or here, read my blog, or here, check this out, or so this is basically the visitor goal that you want to achieve. Okay, so that's question number 2. Question number 3 is this element pulling my visitor's attention in the wrong direction? So again, that's another thing that you can use is it's the page goal that you have. Now, the question before this one was mostly the goal of the visitor. Now it's your goal. It's what do you want to achieve with that page? What do you want your visitor to do? So for that page goal, or even for your whole website goal, is any element pulling his attention in the wrong direction? So for example, this is a very good example. There was a trend at one point where we all had the social media icons at the top of our navigation, at the top of the website. And basically what they did is, they took you away from the website. So if you clicked on any of those icons, you would just go to that social media. So, here, visit my page. And then all of a sudden you're out of my website because I told you to go visit my Facebook page or my Twitter or my Instagram. You don't want to do that. So all of the elements that you have there should not pull your visitor's attention in the wrong direction. I'm not even saying wrong. Like, I'm not even saying in the wrong way. It's like literally in the wrong direction. So if they're on your blog page, you want to stick with the blog page. You don't want to pull them in the wrong direction. Okay? So I kind of gave you the example of social media because that's one that I see all the time. All the time. So that was question number 3. Question number 4 is, this is a funny one, and I'm sure that you're going to think about something. Will this thing annoy them or interrupt their train of thought? Okay, the first thing you can think of is pop-ups. Oh, I hate those pop-ups. Sometimes they pop up everywhere, right? Okay, so again, I'm not saying don't use pop-ups because we all use pop-ups eventually, but these pop-ups have to have a meaning. So again, if it is interrupting their let's say they're reading one of your blog posts and it's interrupting them while they're reading, the pop-up needs to be related to your services or related to the blog post or related to a lead magnet related to the blog post. That's what I mean. So even if you're going to use pop-ups, make sure that that's not going to annoy them. That's number 1, and interrupt their train of thought. So wherever they are in that special page, make sure that any pop-up or anything that's going to be relatively annoying is going to actually annoy them. Another example I just thought of is those chat boxes. I know a lot of people are going to just come down on me saying, but chat boxes are wonderful because we're allowing them to communicate with us. We're letting them know they can talk to us directly. I know, it's great, and we should all keep using the chat boxes. But there's a right place for them, and there's a right time for them to pop up. Do you understand what I mean? So it's not just because you have a chat box that you're going to put in every page you have on your website. They have to be strategically placed in order for it to really help your customer, not just distract them from what they're doing on your website. So for example, if they're actually booking a call with you or booking one of your services, you don't want to have the pop-up right at the page where they're saying book. You might want to have it before, when you're actually providing the instructions or all of the information about your service so they can ask you questions, but not during the booking. So not during, let's say, during those steps where they're actually going through your calendar and all of that stuff. Okay, so that's another example. So those are the 4 questions. I hope I'm going to go through them one more time real quick so you get to them. So number 1 is, why do I want this element on my page? Is it because it makes my message stronger? Or is it just because it looks fancy? Number 2 is, what did my visitors come to this page for? So it's your visitor goal. What do they want from that page? Don't distract them. Don't create visual clutter so they don't get to that information they're looking for. Number 3 is this element pulling my visitors' attention in the wrong direction? Awesome example is all the social media icons on top of your page that takes your visitor completely somewhere else out of your website. And number 4 is, will this thing annoy them or interrupt their train of thought? So those are the 4 questions. I hope you got something out of this. I do have comments. Let me see. I see Hélène. Oh, I love that name. Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Yay, you're there. I see you. Okay, so I'm going to put all of you here because you're all just adorable. Cristiani. I'm going to pull this here. And then I have Andrea on here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. I have Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl's my student. I love her. I love the stuff that she's done. So Hélène says hi. Hi, Hélène. How are you? I hope I'm saying your name. I'm pronouncing your name right. Andrea, I'm fine, thank you. Happy to be here and learn with you. Thank you, thank you. I have Luciana. I want to like put all of you here, like a list, like a clock columns and lists of all of you. I have Mimi. Hi, Mimi. How are you? I have Candy. Hi, Candy. And Cheryl says, hi, everyone. I do like fancy. And then Len says, those are great questions. I know they are, right? So I hope they help you, again, communicate your message. So remember, extra stuff does not help you pass on or you communicate your message clearly. Okay, so if you have any other questions, if you want to make comments, if you want to ask me anything about what we talked about today or anything else, even about what's been happening in these past few weeks and months and crazy stuff that we're going through, you're more than welcome to. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your comments. And I do hope you have a great weekend. If you are watching this on Friday, if you're not, it's fine. I'm hoping you're having a great day anyway. And I'll see you again next week, hopefully with some other more great stuff. Alrighty, thank you all. Bye-bye.